The New York Islanders defeat the San Jose Sharks 4-1 tonight. And I'll tell you a little story before this game started. I was thinking to myself, man, how am I going to do these podcasts for the rest of the season? What happens if we stay in 15th place for the rest of the season? I just something I would never have expected. I'm thinking, how do I get through the rest of the year? It sucks being so negative all the time, but when, when they're losing the way the Islanders lose, it's all there is to talk about is negative things, unfortunately, and that's the way it is. So I thought, how am I going to get through this season? And then it came to me. You know, I watched a lot of bad Islander teams back in the 90s, the 2000s, some really crappy New York Islander teams, and I still enjoyed those games, even as bad as those teams were, because what I did was I just took it one game at a time, and I just enjoyed the game for the game, and I just I'm tuning in, and I hope the Islanders win tonight. That's kind of attitude you got to go by, and then the next game come along, and you do the same thing over again. So I thought, yep, I can get through the season doing that. I do love the New York Islanders, so yep, I can definitely get into this in one game segments. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. And so, uh, big win tonight, I guess. 4-1 over the San Jose Sharks. Can't get too excited. I mean, San Jose's below us, and what does that tell you? We're 15th in the Eastern Conference. So San Jose's 15th in the Western Conference, but both them and Chicago are way below us. So, yeah, I mean, I you have to temper what happened out there tonight because of the team we were playing, but it still doesn't take away with how excellent the Islanders played tonight. And if there's one way I could sum up tonight's game, I would call it was a fun game to watch. It was exciting. It was exciting the whole game through. The Islanders were putting pressure on. They were making some of the crispest passes I've seen them make all year. Uh, it, they didn't resemble anything like the team that we normally see, and that's when it gets a little bit frustrating because you see that they can do it, but then that's when you have to wonder, is this an age thing? Like, is it they they only have it so many games a year, you know what I mean? Once you start to get to be a little bit older, those things start to happen. So you have to wonder that. But anyway, so let's get into the game tonight. We'll talk about it. Like I said, word of the day was just fun game to watch. It was action packed, action packed. It really was. So in typical Islander fashion, nothing first period. However, it was a very entertaining first period. It really was. It just pretty much summed up the Islanders season that first period. We completely owned that period, but we had no finish. No finish. I mean, sure, we hit some posts and stuff like that, a little bad luck here and there, but bottom line is no finish. So yeah, you come out of that period, you have to think, man, they're playing great. They really are. I haven't seen them play this well in a long time. And so I'm thinking, you know what? If they keep it up, but normally second period, all of a sudden you can see a completely different team again. So you never know what to expect with the Islanders, but we get a very pleasant surprise with Matt Barzell. I mean, this guy's just been flying for the last five, six, 7 games or so. He really is. He's looking like the young, old Matt Barzell from the past. The way he scooped in for that puck and went up the ice, and what a great fake to make it seem like there was somebody there on a 2-on-1 when really he was too far behind. But it was just that split hesitation that Matt needed, and he juked the move and pulled in, made a great move on Georgiev, who had been having a great game up until that time and was starting to look a little bit unbeatable. Uh, we did have one goal taken back, but I don't really see much to talk about with that. I mean, 100% that was goaltender interference, so you can't be upset about it. Probably wouldn't have scored that goal if there wasn't interference on that play. So I'm not even going to talk about that. But so we jump into a 1-0 lead, and for us, this is not so familiar territory. We're normally chasing games, so. And it's the second period we go up, so it's a nice, pleasant surprise. It's a nice feeling. However, in typical Islander fashion, just like a minute 15 seconds later, Barclay Goodrow scores from Jan Ruda. And it's 1-1, and you go, oh my God, I can't believe it. We've completely dominated this game, and we're tied 1-1. So typical for the Islanders, just so typical. It happens so often to us. However, what doesn't happen often to us is a quick response 40 seconds later from Brock Nelson. And two great passes, one by Kyle Palmieri to get it to Brock, but the stretch pass by Pelech was outstanding. Cross rink stretch pass out to Palms was a thing of beauty. What a be it was quick strike. It happened so fast. I mean, it was 40 seconds after the goal, and all of a sudden that play happened so fast. It was like boom, boom, boom. It's in the net, and it was just like wow. I didn't even see that coming, and all of a sudden the puck was in the net. As I was watching it, my eyes just kept growing, and I'm going, oh wow, oh my God, we scored. It was a nice goal. So Nelson gets his 13th of the year, and it's good to see Brock scoring again. That's three in the last four games. So it's nice to have Brock scoring. I mean, that's what he gets paid to do on the Islanders, and we need him. I mean, we don't have a whole lot of goal scorers, so. We can't have one of our best goal scorers going 17 games without scoring a goal. And don't you know it? We keep the pressure on and we score a late one with 27 seconds left. Noah Dobson from Matt Barzell and Bo Horvat. Really nice play. And got a little bit lucky, went off the butt of the San Jose defenseman and in the net. So we'll take it up 3-1. Noah gets his sixth of the year. And apparently on this assist that Barzell got, how ironic was this that Brock Nelson's goal passed Brent Sutter in career Islander goals, and then the very next goal that Noah scores, Matt ties Brent Sutter for career assists on the Islanders. It's just on Brent Sutter night. And geez, I didn't even mention that at the start. Holy cow, how can I not mention that? I love Brent Sutter, man. Brent Sutter was one of the good ones. I was fortunate enough to uh, play just a little bit before Brent's time, just a hair. We just kind of missed crossing paths. So it was but I remember watching him, and it was a game in Calgary, and the Broncos were in for a playoff game, and it was a bench clearing brawl. And Brent Sutter went absolutely apeshit. Like he, you would have swore he was psychotic. And at this time, I know he's a New York Islander, so or going to be a New York Islander from the draft, and just watching him out there, I was just chuckling. But what a fantastic career. We won those two cups before Brent, but I'm not sure we would have won the two after without him. He was a big part of our team and kept us respectable for a long, long time. He was a great Islander, great captain. Yeah, it was nice to see Brent get his due. So yeah, I feel bad. Not I should have opened with that with Brent Sutter. Geez, that's bad of me. Slap on the wrist. Bad, Terry. Bad, Terry. So anyway, we're up 3-1 after three periods or two periods of play, and we've been in this situation a lot, and we've blown this situation a lot, but there's other times we haven't blown it. And I just have a strong feeling that there's no way we're blowing this one in the third period. And much to my surprise, we quick strike in the third period. Pollock off his back leg, 93-mile-an-hour slap shot, just placed perfectly along the ice from Duclair and Nelson, and we're up 4-1. And pretty much the Islanders put it in cruise control after that. And that's at least that's pretty much the way I saw the third period. I didn't see the Islanders fall back. I didn't see them go into a shell, but I didn't see them be the uber aggressive team that they were in the first two periods. Those first two periods were absolutely amazing. The pressure, it was just line after line after line, just pressure on them, pressure on them, pressure on them. It was fun to watch. It was fun to watch, and it was a little bit frustrating as well. So that we weren't scoring, especially at the start of the game. All right. So for the first time this year, we won't be talking about Max first since Max got suspended, and that's a whole nother ball game. I should probably actually do a whole video on that. That's just a joke. I can't believe that. That was not a headshot, and that was not intent. That's just a brutal call by the NHL player safety. I don't know how you can call a 5-minute major, review it on the ice, not even call a minor penalty, and then the next day say, "Oh, well, yeah, it was intent to injure, 3 games." I mean, Max has never done anything in the NHL, and all of a sudden he gets 3 games suspended, where other guys for years of. I just don't get it. It's just typical NHL, just enough to piss me off. But anyway. Let's uh let's talk about the players. So let's just go in some random order tonight. Let's talk about Matty Barzal, the first star of the night. He has been for the last few nights. He is just flying out there. I love seeing Matt when he's skating like a thoroughbred out there, and that's just the way it's been lately. And he's making really smart decisions too. And he's also shooting the puck. That's a big difference. That's a big difference. So he's kind of added that to his arsenal as well. I'd still like him to shoot a little bit more, but still pretty good. And so anyway, Matty had himself a goal and assist tonight for 2 points, +2 on the evening, 3 shots on net, and he had almost 19 minutes of ice time. So really super night by Matt. Got himself a blocked shot as well. Let's talk about Brock. Nice to see Brock starting to score a bit on a regular basis again. 3 goals in the last 4 games. Brock also picked up a really nice assist tonight as well. So 2 point night for Brock. Also ended up a +2 with 4 shots on net, and he got himself 16 and a half minutes of ice time tonight. So Matt was used pretty much the most of the forwards tonight. So, uh, but I thought still, I still expect a little bit more out of Brock. I don't know why. It's not fair. Goal and assist, and I'm wanting more out of him, but. Uh, he just still looks a little off right now, and I can't really explain it. But anyway, good game for Brock tonight. Hey, it was a good game for all the Islanders tonight. I'll just say that right now. Like the guys were on their toes. We beat San Jose to every puck, and I'm talking about every player. Every single player on the team. We beat San Jose to the pucks. We outskated them. We out forechecked them. We went hit for hit with them, which we don't normally do, but when we hit, we seem to be a better team. And yeah, so that's what you get. And pretty impressed. Pretty impressed. Ryan Pollock, he had himself a whale of a game tonight. He also picked him up himself a really nice goal. It was off the old back foot and sniped the. I think he rang a little pipe before it went in. So it was just a perfectly placed shot. And I think the goaltender's positioning wasn't the greatest on that as well. I think it was a little bit off his angle on that one. But really good night for Ryan. I There was one play there tonight, like Dobson or not Dobson, Ryan and Adam tonight were they were so outstanding. There was a 2-on-1 and Adam was back and Ryan was back checking hard and he caught up. And they just kind of looked at each other and they just crossed players. And all of a sudden it went from a 2-on-1 just by these two guys crossing to a 2-on-2. It was a thing of beauty. And I saw it on the replay. You could see Pulley look at Pellick, and they didn't even say a word. They just, as soon as they caught eyes, they knew exactly what the other guy was going to do. And when Pelly and Pulley start playing like that, they can be really good together. And I thought Ryan had a whale of a game tonight, as did Pellick. Pellick got himself an assist as well, grabbed a point. He was a +1. Pollock was +2 tonight. So, yeah, and they both got just a little over 20 minutes of ice time tonight. But I thought as a duo, they were absolutely outstanding. Ryan had 3 block shots. Adam had 3 block shots. They both had a couple of hits. I mean, they were in sync tonight. They were in sync tonight. They really were. Their whole game. It was a thing of beauty to watch. It really was. It was really really nice to see. I thought Noah had a really good game too. He picked himself up an assist. He got 3 shots on net and he had 2 hits, 3 block shots, and I seen him being tough. I saw him being strong along the wall a couple of times tonight. It was nice to see. You could tell the Islanders were playing with some desperation tonight, but this is the way they needed to be playing for all these past few games and the desperation just hasn't been there. But tonight it was like they were on their toes. They were flying. They were absolutely flying out there. I even got good things to say about Anthony Duclair tonight for the first time, probably since the first 5 games of the season. So, man, that one dangle he made, oh my God, that was sweet. And then he almost finishes it off with a beautiful pass, but it just got deflected out of reach. What a dangle that was by Declare. So I'm not saying it was like a super great game that he had, but like there were signs. There were some things. I could see some things. I things that I seen out of him in the past that I'd hoped to see from more of him. And I hope it's not because he's playing his former team. Some guys really get up for when they play against their former team. I hope this will be a little more consistent with Anthony in the future. That would be nice. But anyway, Anthony picked himself up an assist tonight, got himself +2, 1 shot on net and 1 block shot. So he had 14 and a half minutes of ice time. So good game for Duclair. He's still got a ways to go, in my opinion. Bo Horvat was on his horse tonight. He picked himself up an assist and also was a +2 on the night as well. He got 3 shots on net, but Bo was really super engaged. That whole line, their passing was sublime tonight. It really was. It was they were whoo, man, they were tossing that thing around. It almost looked like lacrosse. They were just like whipping the puck at each other and just picking it up. It was really, really nice to watch. We don't see the Islanders play like that very often. And when you do see it happen, even if the competition's weaker, I don't care. It's just nice to watch. It's pretty hockey, and pretty hockey can be fun hockey to watch. So yeah, it was nice. Poor Palms. I thought Palms had a good game tonight. I haven't been saying that a lot about him, but he just seems super snake bitten right now. But he got himself a really nice assist tonight. He ended up a +2 as well. But he's doing all the little things like 3 block shots, had a hit as well, 15 minutes fight time. So uh, hopefully Palms will break out of his slump soon. I think he's just grasping the stick just a little bit tight right now. So, nice to see Simon Holmstrom back into the fold. I don't really think he had a really huge impact on the team tonight, but I can tell you what, he was missed for the 7 games that he was away. I just think it's going to take a few games for Simon to get up to speed, but what a defensive play he made tonight. Whoa. And that was Celebrini. And Celebrini has got some wheels. And that was for a forward to make a defensive play like that, Simon, that was outstanding. So that in itself made your comeback good enough. That was just a beautiful play. Gatcom. They were the line that was on the ice for the goal, but I'm not. I always say the fourth line needs to come out with zeros, and they come out with a -1 tonight. But it was a deflection. It was just a really weird goal. It just came off the stick really weird, and completely fooled Hogberg. It's the only one that fooled him all night long. See, it looked really bad when you first looked at it. It looked like it was a really weak goal, but just a little tick like that, it can be enough to just throw everything off. So, uh, yeah, I don't know how I could talk to them. I was talking about Gatcombe. Oh, the fourth line. That's right. Yeah. So I don't really hold them responsible for their -1 tonight. I thought they actually played pretty well as a unit. They got hemmed in bad once, but just once. So other than that, I didn't think they were bad. I thought they were noticeably better because Martin wasn't out there slowing them down. So, yeah, and I thought Gatcombe really had a strong showing out there. He only had 11 minutes and 23 seconds of ice time, but he had 7 hits, and the kid's got speed, and I like the way he plays. He's a north-south kind of hockey player, and he looked really good tonight. Well done, kid. Pierre Engvall, everybody had a good game tonight. Pierre used his speed to his advantage. He was definitely no hindrance on the ice tonight. So he got 12 minutes of ice time, and he really used his speed on the forecheck, which resulted in a couple of times of some long times that we had them hemmed in for. And a lot of it was a result of Engvall's speed and getting in on the forecheck and keeping the puck down low. So, pretty good game for Pierre tonight. Well done, Pierre. Scotty Mayfield kind of night. He had a couple shots on net, was a +1. Got 17 minutes of ice time. That's up a couple of minutes than he normally gets, but he was having a good game. He had 1 hit, 1 block shot. So, good game by Scotty. Anders Lee, like I said, that line was flying tonight. Poor Anders didn't get any results in the points department, but he ended up with a +2. Got a couple shots on net. He had 4 hits tonight too, as well. So Anders was leading by example, but man, I'm telling you, the way that line was tossing the puck around, all three of them, and there were several times tonight too. I was so impressed with our passing as a team tonight. I can't count how many times I seen the puck go five. All 5 guys, one to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. And it was just beautiful to watch. It was just like, whoa, everybody's getting involved. Everybody's making a good pass. Everybody's picking up a pass. It was really fun to watch. It was nice to see. Nice to have Romanoff back. Sets a tone, what, about 30 seconds into the game with a nice little hit. You have to love what Romy brings. You know what he's going to bring in his 23 and a half minutes of ice time, 5 block shots and 2 hits. Stellar game by Romy, and he was getting involved in the offense tonight as well. So saw him jumping up a lot tonight. So I like seeing that out of Romy. And I thought Kyle McLean had a fantastic night tonight. I really thought he had an excellent game. He was really on his horse tonight. Like I said, shame he got that -1, but he had 12 minutes and 22 seconds of ice time tonight and looked great out there. Was forechecking like a demon out there, and I love it. That's when Kyle's at his best, playing his best hockey. So yeah. Isaiah George, Isaiah ends up a +2 tonight. He only had 12 minutes and 12 and a half minutes of ice time. And I can see why we're only giving him 12 and a half minutes of ice time. He's adjusting. He's adjusting. I'll just say that. He's not bad. I mean, he's a +2 in that, but I'll just say that I think he's going to be better. I think he's going to be better than, but it's going to take time. He's young. He's young. He's very young, and so I think he's doing a great job. I just think I like the way Patrick's using him around the 12-minute range. It's about what he deserves, I think. Pajot. Uh, Everybody had a good game. Everybody had a good game. Pajot. I, I didn't. I forgot to check the face-offs, but Pager was engaged. He almost got into that tussle and whatnot. That's when Pajot's at his best is when he's doing things like that. And he also got a couple shots on net tonight, so not too bad game by him. Now, Casey Cizikas, I think, had his best game of the year tonight. I thought Casey was absolutely outstanding. My gosh, his forecheck and hitting tonight was, whew, mwah, supreme. Uh, Man, I thought I was watching 5 years ago, Casey out there tonight. It was really, really nice to see. Really nice to see. That was a great game by Casey. Well done, Casey. Happy for you, man. Nice to see the old feller can get the old engine rolling every once in a while. I know as being an old feller myself. Marcus Hogberg, well, just been fantastic for us this year. Just fantastic. Throws up a 947 save percentage. I think it was a 962 last game. What more do you want out of the guy? It was a weird goal that went in on him, and if it wasn't for that weird goal, he'd have had a shutout. So I definitely don't blame him for the goal. There definitely was a deflection. Whether it's small, it can make a big difference when if like if you're sliding on the ice one way and it just goes the other way, it'd just be enough to throw you off, especially if you weren't expecting the tip. So, great game by Hogberg. I'm glad that his one goal effort this time turns out to be a win instead of a loss like his last one. So, uh, great game, Marcus. I have no problem when Marcus is in the net, none at all. So anyway, I'm going to be looking forward to the next game. I'm coming into it again as a one game attitude. Don't forget, it depends if you watched my video last time. I'm going to Mexico. I'll be in Mexico this time next week, so I'll miss Saturday. Hey. And anybody who watches my podcast, I always talk about as a Canadian how special Saturday night hockey is to me. There's just something more special about watching hockey on Saturday night as a Canadian kid. And Islanders are 7-0 on Saturday nights this year. That is amazing. That means I've had many happy weekends this year. That's about the only time I probably have. I guess we can only win on Saturdays this year. Anyway, that's all I got for you tonight. I hope all you guys and girls all take care out there and peace out.